It's day 6 and I'm at an altitude of 4,400 meters. Amdamlam looks like it's right next to me. Today is an acclimatization day, but however I've decided to climb Mt Nagarjuna, which is 5,100 meters. I'm climbing Mt Nagarjuna. Mt Nagarjuna is not visible from here. However, it's a 2 hours of climb. That's what I heard.
The hike passed through a steep slope for more than 3 hours. The first 100 meters was fairly easy, which wasn't that steep. Once I reached halfway, it was about 300 meters altitude, gain at 4,700 meters. This is where people return. The amazing views that projected to deeply impress me. The range of Lobuche East 6119 meters, Lobuche West 6145 meters, the Buche Peak 6367 meters, Tomserku 6608 meters, Kang Tega 6685 meters, and Amdamblam 6856 meters was looking majestic.
Just few meters to the summit of Mount Nagarjuna. Since clouds are covered, I cannot see any mountains here. I have done it. This is the summit of Mount Nagarjuna.
Enjoying the mesmerizing view of the Periche Valley, the higher we were, I felt like touching the sky and floating over the fluffy clouds.
It's day 7 and I'm leaving Khumbu to Lobuche, which is 4,800 meters. I know on the way I'm gonna see the Climbers Memorial, which is on the way to Lobuche. Day 7, I had my lunch in Thukla. Now I'll have to cross the Thukla Pass, which is a bit steepy, to reach Lobuche.
Thukla Pass, or Thukla, 4800 meters, is a memorial viewpoint lying along the Everest Base Camp route.
I'm almost there to Climbers Memorial. This is the memorial hall for all the climbers. And this one is Rob Hall. I guess you guys have watched the movie Everest, the New Zealand climber who led the 1996 Everest expedition.
This memorial also features legendary climbers Babu Chiri Sherpa, Scott Fisher, and Rob Hall, who died on Everest. These are built by the deceased family and well-wishers or the local Sherpas as a sign of respect. Some prayers on tombstones include "Go sleep forever in Everest. His soul will always remain alive and rest in peace." Most of the climbing Sherpa says that the increasing number of deaths during the expedition is not a good sign. Although there is no exact and appropriate documentation of how many casualties are there in the Everest to date, it is believed that more than 300 climbers have lost their lives in an attempt to summit Everest. In addition, that there are more than 100 dead bodies remaining on the Everest summit trail. I felt emotional looking at the photos and the names on the tombstones. I took a long time to reach Lobuche from the memorial hall as I was checking the tombstone of every climber.
I've just reached Lobuche. I'll be staying here in new EBC guest house, which is a tea house. Tomorrow I should take off to Gorakshep, from Gorakshep to EBC. The mountain range that you see there, after that it's Tibet. Also, I heard that when you go to that hill, you can see EBC. It's day 8. I'm on my way to Gorakshep, and followed by the Everest base camp.
Gorakshep sits on the edge of a frozen lake bed covered with sand. This route takes trekkers from Thukla to Namche Bazar, Tengboche, Pangboche, Tingboche, Lobuche, and on to Gorakshep. Most trekkers stay overnight there as their trekking permits will not allow them to camp at Everest Base Camp.
There is Pomori, Nuptse, Lobuche, and Tabuche.
It's not easy to recognize or figure out the names of the mountains since every mountain looks similar. However, with the help of local Sherpas, I managed to find out almost every mountain in the Everest region. Gorakshep provides the best launching pad for an ascent of Kalaphathar, which looks like a giant dune looming over the lake bed. For many trekkers, summiting Kalaphathar with its 5550 meters, which is 18,209 feet, provides both the best views of Everest and the highest altitude that most will reach without a climbing permit, which must be obtained in Kathmandu at the Nepal Mountaineering Association.
We are almost there. We are very close to Gorakshep, and EBC have come all the way from there. So that's Everest Base Camp, and climbers climb to the top of Everest, the summit, from this side. So the Everest's backside, which is not visible. So just next to the Everest Base Camp, there is Khumbu Glacier. So the Khumbu Glacier stretches up until here, but due to global warming, the ice is melting.
It is the final stop on most common treks to Everest Base Camp from Thukla, following what the Dalai Lama dubbed the steps to heaven.
I just saw a landslide there.
Until the late 50s of the 19th century, Gorakshep was the original Everest Base Camp. But later, the point was taken higher, close to the mountain, which is today the Everest Base Camp.
That's Gorakshep. I'll stay here tonight. In fact, I'll drop my luggage now and then I'll continue my trek to the EBC. I had my lunch here and now I have continued my trek to EBC.
The Khumbu Icefall is a section between Everest Base Camp and just below where Camp 1 is usually located. It is the highest glacier on Earth.
The Khumbu Icefalls actively starts from here, goes up until to the way of Everest. This is Everest Base Camp, and the next to that is the Khumbu region, and that's the way to the summit.
There are two base camps on Mount Everest on opposite sides of the mountains. South Base Camp is in Nepal at an altitude of 5,364 meters, while North Base Camp is in Tibet, China at an altitude of 5,150 meters.
Finally, I've reached the Everest Base Camp. I see many people waiting to take pictures here. Everest Base Camp, 5,364 meters. Guys, there's a chopper. It has rescued someone from Camp 3. And these climbers will leave for the summit tomorrow.
A visit to the North Base Camp requires a permit from the Chinese government. On top of the permit, required to visit Tibet itself. Access to the North Base Camp has been closed to tourists since February 2019.
This is the Khumbu region. This is the way to Everest.
The Khumbu Icefall stretches from 5,500 to 5,800 meters and lies just above the Everest Base Camp, where hundreds of climbers set temporary tents annually during the spring climbing season. The first challenge for every climber is to tackle the deadly icefall.
Oh, this way, this way.
Normally, the route is crossed between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., the time when the ice blocks and the hanging glaciers are stable and avalanche risk are low.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm on the Khumbu Icefall, which is beyond the Everest Base Camp, at an altitude of more than 5.3 meters. It's like 5,300 meters. This is the way to Everest. A lot of people come to Everest Base Camp and they go back. Very few people come to this icefall and experience it. But if you are coming here, please be careful, because it's very slippery and I was having a hard time climbing one of the ice falls. I'm enjoying my time here. Thank you so much and see you.
During the day, as the sun warms the mountain, the hanging glaciers begin to melt and ice starts to crumble, causing avalanche risk.
Usually people come up until the Everest Base Camp, but they miss out on this Khumbu Icefall, which is lovely, and I'm on top of one of the Khumbu Icefall. But be careful when you climb any of these. Hi, we have started summiting Mount Kalaphathar. We started 3 a.m. and also beside us, I don't think I will be able to capture it, but next to me I can see Mount Everest, and I can see lights of the climbers who are trying to summit the Mount Everest. And the next to Mount Everest is us who's trying to summit the Kalaphathar. Yeah. Guys, I can see people climbing Everest from the Nepal side and also from the Tibet side. I can see lights close to the summit of Everest.
Kalaphathar is the best point to encounter the closed view of Mount Everest, including more than 20 other Himalayan peaks with best sunrise and sunset view. Due to the structure of the Everest massif, its high summit is blocked by Mount Nuptse from most of the other areas surroundings. But Kalaphathar is the place popular in the region of Mount Everest to provide the most accessible close-up view of Everest.
Hi. Hey. I summited Mount Kalaphathar with 2 Canadians, Max and Isabel.
Isabel right here. Hey, it's amazing. What a view. Yeah, that's Mount Everest. Sun rising over it.
Yeah.
We can see Nuptse.
Max, have you done any Himalayan treks before? Is it your first Himalayan trek?
First one. And
Wow.
It's amazing.
And your first is EBC,
Yeah.
right? My God, so how do you feel?
Amazing. Small headache, but definitely worth it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We all bear the headache in order to conquer these mountains,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I've got goosebumps. Crazy.
All right, I would expect you to trek with me in India,
Yeah.
because India has 70% of the Himalayas.
Yeah, nice. It's
I would look
beautiful.
forward for that.
Yeah, I'll
Thank you
see
so
there.
much. Yeah.
My experience with the Everest Base Camp is something which cannot be described by words, but I felt very lucky to be very close to the biggest mountain in the world. Everest gave me the confidence that I can achieve anything in my life. Million thanks to Everest, Sagar Mata, for keeping me safe in her arms for more than 10 days.
Khantika, Amdamlam, Nuptse, Curtin, Everest, Tibet, Pomori.
Very special thanks to my friend Steve Divan, a great musician in Kathmandu, Nepal, who helped me with everything starting from planning the trek and executing it. If you ever visit Nepal, do not forget to enjoy his live show. And finally, thanks to everyone who supported me, motivated me in all my activities. Like always, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.